The gravekeeper is many things: a watchman for the fallen, a guardian for the tomb, a friend for the nearly departed, but above all else, an outcast. The task of tending to the dead is one given to the lowest of the low, for there are none among those self-righteous Orokin that would ever dare sully themselves with earth and bones. Why would anyone? Only an animal would revel in such refuse. So the problem solves itself, because only those considered inhuman are fit to do inhuman work. In the end, it makes no difference, because the dead don't judge. That's something everyone forgets. We're all just bones. Bones covered in flesh. We look different, but we're still bones. We sound different, we move different, we act different, but we're still bones. We're all monsters, but underneath, everyone's the same, just bones. And yet, every life that flickers away is never quite the same. Every soul that moves on takes a little bit of my own with it, out of love and jealousy. It was 2 years ago when I lost that which mattered most to me, and even now as I clutch his remains, I can't seem to let go. Death seems so beautiful when living is such hell. Why would anyone catch me and save me and stop me from falling? Would you stay by my side when I hear the grave calling? Who would hold the bucket while my blood drips it full? Because I'm too weak, withering as I wait for love like a fool. I've wanted to save myself and stop me from falling. Be the one to turn me to ashes when I hear the grave calling. Death is a quiet breeze from the wind when you're falling, when your screams fall on deaf ears and you feel your soul crawling. But I can't stand on my own when I hear the grave calling. Not without you. I swear I could almost hear him whispering to me, but I know he's not here, not anymore. Quietly and gracefully I lower him into the grave pit I've prepared on the day that we met, where he may rest beside our fallen brothers and sisters. There is no sound except for my shovel and my memories. How many burials does this make? Not even I know. Time blends the days and nights. In my younger days, my mentor would be reciting the gravekeeper's word. The body needs the mind, but the mind does not need the body. It is a graveyard for all your lost thoughts, for those who died on the battlefield, for memories gone past, and all those scars will haunt you forever. Rain interrupted the silence. My hands suddenly became streaked with red. Looking up, I realized the clouds were orange, and the rain was crimson red, as if the heavens were bleeding. Was this an omen, or a sign? Those were my last thoughts, before I heard a thunderclap and everything disappeared. Wait, I don't want to say goodbye again. I can't. I won't. I was watching myself run after my beloved, who seemed to be getting further and further out of my reach. I screamed until he was nothing more than a faint glimmering star over the horizon. And at last, the tears finally came, along with the realization that the only place he exists now is in my dreams. All the hatred, all the sorrow, and the regret that had been patiently waiting to erupt came rushing forth like a river bursting a dam. It broke me. Why did things have to happen this way? For a war that nobody wanted? I don't remember. Not anymore. It's beautiful when you realize how quickly time flies, the precious moments that exist which make you appreciate life. Some seconds of laughter, some seconds of tears, and some seconds of melancholic thoughts. These moments turn into memories, memories of times we spent, the faces we saw, and the battles we fought. When you hear the sound of raindrops pouring onto the earth, sometimes it brings back memories, memories of those years that often leave a few tears behind. After all, What are we without these memories? Just animals made of space dust and mundane miseries. We go through life dealing with both loss and gain. All those transactions can't be repeated, but the memories will always remain. So I'll look up and beg the rain, fall harder tonight, and bring back those memories. Memories of the moments that provide us escape from a life of mundane miseries. I woke up and found myself lying in the graveyard, facing the blood-red downpour of the skies. I laughed. I laughed and laughed until my chest burnt, because all I could do was remain buried in what little memories I had. My stupor was broken by a voice. His voice. It would seem that the heavens are watching. I rose and turned to face him. No, not just him. Our fallen brothers and sisters stood proudly behind him, all of them smiling towards me. Bewildered, he reached out with a ghostly hand and stroked my face. "You're not alone, and you never will be," he said. I reached up to hold him one last time. Another thunderclap came, and as quick as it sounded, he and the others were gone. Only I remained, but I wasn't alone. Shovel in hand, I turned to leave the graveyard with new purpose in my step. The dead cry out for vengeance, and I will answer their call. Only until every last one of those wretched Orokin is buried by my hand will I finally rest. They'll call me a demon, they'll call me a monster, but none of that matters. I will not stop until the day they're the last ones to bleed. I will not stop until the day they're buried with their greed. Do you hear me? Death is not an escape, and I'm coming for you.